I've used many different shapes, styles and brands of knife over the years, but I always seem to go back to Green River carbon steel. Now they're made in New Zealand. They're a very strong knife, easy to sharpen, they hold your edge very well, and they suit my needs. The only downside is that they don't make the style of knife I like, so I'll go over that shortly. So there's this one. This is the curved boning knife, which is 15 centimeters. We'll put that aside for now, and we'll just go over this one, which is the skinning knife, which is 14 centimeter blade. Now you can buy them from PGG Wrightsons in New Zealand. I'll put a link up so you can to the website page where you can have a look to buy them. Now each knife's around about $35 to $45 each. It's not a heck of a lot of money. So this is how they come. So we'll take it out of that pouch, and they come in a little plastic sheath, and they also covered in a plastic coating. It's just to protect them and stop them rusting while they're in the shop. So before I do anything, I will take that plastic coating off with another knife. You can see it coming off there. So I'll take that off before I use it, sharpen it, etc. So one thing with a carbon steel knife is they rust easy and they stain easy. It's not a big deal, it just doesn't make your knife look very nice. So what I do is after each use I wash them and dry them. That includes my pouch, because if it's sitting in your pouch and it rubs against your pouch, it will stain, quite a dark stain on where it's sitting, where it's wet. So dry them out completely. So this one I use to cutting sheep's throats, cattle throats, etc., and for skinning the beef. So that's the main one I use that one for. It doesn't get a lot of use, but my workhorse is the other one. So I'll put that one aside, and I'll get this one. So this is the curved boning knife, which is 15 centimeters. Same thing, I'll take it out of its pouch, and they've got a little plastic thing on it. Same thing, they've got a coating on it, exactly the same. But you'll see it's got a quite sharp point on it for boning, obviously. Now they don't make the style of knife that I like, so I will alter this knife to suit. Now I've got this knife here, which is the knife I'm using at the moment, which I have cut down previously to suit my needs. So it's cut through here. Now if I don't cut that, when I'm skinning, that point is always going to be digging into my animal. So I've cut that off, and I've blunted this tip so it doesn't dig in. So if you can imagine, my arm is an animal, and I've got my knife and I'm trying to go down it. It's constantly digging in. As you can see, it's digging in there. Alright, we don't want that. So if I cut that tip off, hold the knife the same angle, I can push that quite hard against my skin and it won't dig in because of the angle and because I've blunted that tip off. So if I got that tip on my edge there and run it down my hand, it won't cut. It will mark my arm, but it will not cut it because it's blunt. So it's not bleeding. So yeah, that's the style. That's why I cut that knife off to do that. The style of knife that I do like to use is like that. Now this knife is from Constant Edge in New Zealand. Now I don't believe they make them anymore. These were quite a good knife as well. They were a wee bit brittle, and they used to break at the handle here if you put any bit of sideways pressure on them. But they were a good knife. This one's getting a bit hard to sharpen now because it's quite a thick blade compared to the Green River. So I like that shape because the same deal. I can put it in there and just run it down, and it will not dig in. So I just wish Green River would make one in this style. So there you have it. That is the skinning knife, 14 centimeter blade, and there's the curved boning knife with a 15 centimeter blade. Now you've seen that one before. This knife is that knife cut down and sharpened over the months, and this knife is that knife which has been sharpened over the months. So as you can see, I've sharpened it quite a bit over the time I've had it. It's almost at its use by date and almost ready for the bin. Same with this one, I've sharpened it quite a bit, and you can see just how much I've taken off over the time I've had it. So yeah, so they're my main workhorses. Green River Carbon Steel. Love them.